The following podcast is part of the Underdog Sports Podcast Network. For advertising information or to find more great podcasts, visit us at www.theunderdogsports.com and follow us on Twitter at RealTheUnderdog.
Okay. Well, just for the record, we got the sunny in Phoenix too. 52 to.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sunny in Phoenix podcast, a weekly podcast where we keep you up to date on everything Phoenix Suns basketball. My name is Charlie Erling, and as always, I'm joined by Mitch Krmpotich.
I don't know about you, but I feel bad.
I don't know about you, but I feel good.
On this week's episode, we'll be talking once again, is it time to panic without Kevin Durant on the roster for at least another week? After that, we'll talk about last week's 3 games, which happened to be 3 losses, and this week's upcoming 3 or 4 more games.
Shout outs are in order for our bet question from last week. Shout out to Omar at midcard at best on Twitter. We were guessing Devin Booker points against the Bucks, and Omar was closest. It was a 1-point difference, but Omar was only off by 6 points. The next closest was off by 7. So shout out to Omar. Give him a follow on Twitter. Between the two of us, our tie is finally broken, and it was broken by me. I said 35. You said 38. So Booker had 30. So I was closest, and I now lead 7-6 with just a few more opportunities left.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
All right. Unfortunately, we have to do this again and talk about, is it time for Suns fans to start panicking about what the outcome of this season's going to be looking like? So without Kevin Durant, just especially over these last 3 games, 3 losses in a row, team looks like it just can't get clicking on both ends of the floor a lot of the time. You know, a lot of guys are talking about this already with how tight the standings are in the West right now, but is it time to panic? Can we potentially fall into a play-in scenario or maybe even out of the play-in? What do you think?
Yes. It is time to panic. It's getting kind of scary out there. So at time of recording, the Clippers are half a game back at the 5 seed. The Warriors are 1.5 games back at the 6th seed. And then the T-Wolves and Mavs at 7 and 8 are 2.5 games back. The Thunder at the 9 seed are 3 games back. And the Lakers at the 10 seed are 3.5 games back. And the Jazz and the Pelicans, both right outside the playoffs, only 4 games back. Now, I know there's not a ton of games left. So most likely we will make the playoffs. That I'm not too worried about. What I'm more concerned about is falling into the play-in, period. I do not want to play in the play-in. We really need to, like, the worst we can be is the 6th seed in my mind. And that's really scary. The Warriors are, I mean, they just beat us. They're playing well. The Clippers seem to be playing pretty well because they've been creeping up on us. I'm getting pretty concerned.
I'm kind of in the same boat just because looking at our upcoming schedule, there aren't going to be any breaks. We're recording this episode right before the Orlando Magic game, which is looking like the real true break for the next couple weeks, or pretty much the rest of the season.
Yeah.
So we'll get the Magic, and then after that, the two teams you just mentioned, we have back-to-back, both on the road, Oklahoma City and Los Angeles, who are obviously holding on to those 9 and 10 spots right now. Then after that, still on the road, Sacramento, then Philly, then Utah, which looks like it might be one of the easiest matchups for the rest of the season outside San Antonio late in the year. So, yeah, if you look at this schedule and see that there are going to be some very competitive teams in there, teams who aren't settled into a spot yet, who might be resting, we're a ways away from that. So some of these games are going to have to be wins, and those have been tough to come across lately.
Yeah, they have, and no Kevin Durant for, at very minimum, at least another week. I think more likely it's going to be another 2 weeks, just based on that report of the team saying he would be reevaluated in 3 weeks at the time of the injury. It's been 1 week since then. So, yeah, I'm getting pretty nervous about this. And
I feel you, but there were some Kevin Durant videos put out today, shooting around in the practice gym, moving around a little bit, putting pressure on that left foot. He's obviously not in a boot anymore. I think that was a very, very precautionary thing to do. And even the 3-week timetable, I think that was very precautionary.
Yeah, I am hoping that is a bit of a smokescreen.
And James Jones also said if this were the playoffs, Kevin Durant would be playing right now. So that is something that we can all kind of take a deep breath and relax about.
Okay, I must have missed that. So.
I did see that. I can't recall who posted that. I don't want to take any credit. Obviously, we're not breaking much news here at the Sunny in Phoenix.
You talked to him. You talked to Jim, and that's what he told you.
Yeah, rang up Jim, and I asked him, and he told me. That's what happened.
Yeah. You met out at Durant's of all places, and over a steak, he let you know. Oh yeah, Kevin he'd be playing if it were the playoffs.
Do you think Kevin has eaten at Durant's yet?
I mean, he has to have eaten there already. I bet he has eaten there just like coming here on the road.
Yeah. Hey, at least we're not the Memphis Grizzlies. Just want to throw this in there.
That's true.
The
latest news.
The latest news is that they're not even going to stay overnight at away trips anymore. They're coming straight home after the game.
Oh man.
Imagine having to do that, and imagine how everyone else on the team who can be a bit more responsible feels about that, you know?
Yeah.
Yep, that's their main man though in Memphis, so good luck.
How does Steven Adams feel about that?
Yeah, I hope that 3-day rehab really turned him around.
I mean, I've talked to a few people about Ja lately. I want him to be successful. I don't want him to go through this. Sure, I don't really love the Grizzlies or his attitude or antics or anything, but like, you don't want to see this happen to such a promising young player. Like, I want him to get it together and get the help he needs. And you know, I would rather just beat him on the court. So, you know, I hope that he is successful in all this.
I hear you there, but who was it on ESPN today? They said it felt like a sham. Like, how can you go to this for 3 days and then, or 2 days or whatever it was, and then feel like you're ready to return? And
well, you don't. I mean, that's
right. It was all for show. That's all for show.
Well, and if you could get 100% better in 3 days, that's what everyone would do. But that's not how it works usually. Right. What I'm confused about, because the league said he was suspended for 8 games. I'm confused because wasn't the whole policy if you have a firearm in a team facility, it's a 50-game suspension? Like, what happened to that? Did they find that he didn't have a gun in a team facility? Because I don't feel like I heard anything about that. All of a sudden, it was just, 8 games, and he's already served some of them.
I think it was determined that it was a friend's gun.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
So,
Okay. Well.
Oh, well, I'm just happy that we're not dealing with that sort of thing,
yes,
and we're just waiting for
That's
KD to decide to play again. And
KD's
don't
ankle
take it
will
like
be
that.
fine, and the only guns we're going to be dealing with are the arms of our big men. I'm keeping it in. I know that was.
I was gonna hope for you were gonna come away with the gorilla T-shirt gun or something like that.
That's better. That's better.
Yeah, it's okay though. No one's listening to this. It's fine. Oh boy. Okay. So leave it to me to be a little more optimistic here. Okay. I don't think we're in too much of a issue about falling into the play-in. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Devin Booker is going to be able to continue to do what he's been doing this whole time and lead us to some wins. We just ran up against a buzzsaw in these 3 games. I mean, the Kings are playing great ball. They had a lot of things going well for them in that one. Warriors, one of the more insane 3-point shooting first halves I've ever seen in my life. They just couldn't miss. And yet we still were able to hang a bit with them in this game. A nice third quarter helped us there. And then Bucks with Giannis and all the stuff that went on with that game. Those are tough games.
That's true. Some of them were a bit of an anomaly. I mean, the Warriors are great 3-point shooters, but they don't shoot that well in a half most of the time.
Right.
So that's a good point. Yeah.
Clay really had it going to his defense. He was on.
True. He was.
But I just don't see a combination of us continuing to lose like this while the other teams who are below us, we're talking the next 4 to 5 seeds or who we're talking about. I don't see all of them coming in so hot where we do get put into a play-in. I'm just saying pump the brakes a little bit. Look at what's been going on. Chris Paul had 16 and 16 against the Kings. Ayton had, 27 a couple nights out of these 3. True. Maybe not quite that many. He had a couple very solid games in the 20s, and then obviously got bit by the foul bug in the Bucks game, so he had a bit of down numbers there. But we still have pretty much everything that we've been used to for the last 2 years. Obviously, missing McHale is tough, but Okogie's doing his best to fill that role. That's obviously a downgrade there, especially with what we've seen McHale do in Brooklyn. But I don't think it's that drastic of a change where we're going to continue on in these losing ways. I just don't see that happening.
Yeah, you're probably right. I think I'm just it's so foreign to me to lose 3 games in a row. Like, that's just, we've been very fortunate to not have to go through that for the last couple seasons. So
right. I mean, this season, we've probably had a few occurrences. Obviously, we had that one terrible streak with Booker out. We lost a ton of games over that stretch.
Right.
But then look back at over the last 2 years, you can probably count how many 3-game losing streaks we had on 2 hands for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's a bit surprising to see. It gets everyone real feisty on social media, but we just got to weather the storm a little bit. And I mean, it's not just guys on Reddit and Twitter starting to freak out about this. I think Dwayne Rankin put out a piece. Is it time to panic today?
Yeah. I mean, I saw he put out a piece too that was about the Suns are in danger of missing the playoffs. And that just really surprised me from Dwayne. He's been, as long as he's been with the Republic, he's been very pretty like level, not real. I mean, I haven't seen a ton of like clickbaity stuff until recently, so that kind of threw me off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here, a perfect opportunity to tweet at us at Sunny and PHX Pod. Do you think it's time to panic for the Suns? Are we in jeopardy of falling into a play-in or even out of a play-in opportunity?
Yeah. Tweet at us. Let us know. I'd love to hear what other people think. Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately we have to be rational about this and know that at this point, 1 win is big. So if we can if we can win the next few games, we'll probably solidify our spot.
Right. I mean, Orlando, you guys will know the results of this by the time this episode comes out, but that could very well be a win. OKC has been resting Gilgeous-Alexander kind of intermittently, I suppose. He's maybe dealing with something, or maybe they're just trying to shut down. I don't quite get it. And then the Lakers after that, that'll be something too. But all right. Last week's games. Let's talk about them a little more in depth. 3 rough losses in a row. We'll start off with the Kings game. And this one, it would have meant a lot in the standings to take one from the Kings right now, as we're sitting, we're fourth right now, 4.5 games behind Sacramento and Memphis. They're tied at 2 and 3. So would have been real nice to get this one, just did not happen.
It would have. The Kings are really good. I mean, I knew they were good before this, but man, they just really proved it. They are so good. So yeah, I mean, this was probably, I would say, like the least upsetting loss overall. Because I don't think we played terribly, but the Kings just were better, and they are really, really good. So this one wasn't one that like bothered me a ton.
Now, the thing that bothered me about this one, though, was their bench popped off. They had 4 guys in double figures and one with 9 coming off their bench.
Yeah, that's true.
And none of these guys are all that special, if you really ask me. Trey Lyles, Metu, Kessler Edwards, what is it? Damian Mitchell? I can't.
Oh, Donovan Mitchell. Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell?
No.
Davion.
I always get that wrong too. Donovan Mitchell does not play for the Kings. Davion. Oh man, yeah, I don't like that guy because he played for Baylor when they beat Gonzaga. Oh, we also got to talk about the tournament a little bit, but we can do that after.
We can, yeah. And then Malik Monk, who had 18 points and was plus 20 for them. So
that was ridiculous. That's true. Our bench was not great.
No, it wasn't. And, we held Sabonis to a pretty reasonable game. 17 points, 8 boards, 4 assists. We just saw him go for, 30, 15, and 12 or something.
Yeah, he averages 12 rebounds a game. That's his average on the season. So, yeah, when he only had 8, I was like, oh, we played pretty well against Sabonis. Go Zags.
Yeah, and then we even keep De'Aaron Fox to 8 for 22 shooting, and then it's the bench that killed us. That's just a factual thing right there.
Yeah, that was a winnable game. That's true. Maybe it wasn't as upsetting because it was just the first game that we lost. We hadn't been on a losing streak yet.
Yeah, and we knew without Kevin Durant, this team would be a little bit different.
Yes,
we knew what we were getting into, but still, 3 games in a row always hurts.
Mm-hmm.
All right, moving on to the Warriors game, and like we mentioned earlier, the Warriors were just hot to start this game. They scored 43 points in the first quarter. We scored 21. That's a tough hole to dig yourself out of, but man, we almost did it. There were points in the third quarter where we were making it a game, but they ended up just being able to hold us off and ended up winning by 11 in the end.
Yeah, this one was one that I turned off for a little bit in the middle and then turned back on and then turned off before it ended.
So you saw all the bad parts. You saw exclusively bad parts of the game.
I saw a lot of our comeback. I did turn it on before. I just missed a little bit after halftime because I think I was making dinner or something. So yeah, I saw a lot of it, and I mean it was just amazing that the Warriors were shooting the 3-ball the way they did, and I was like, wow, is Klay Thompson really back like this? I mean, I think this was a little bit of an outlier, but yeah, I mean, it's hard to beat a team that makes so many threes. And then I think we made 4 threes the whole game.
4 for 21, 19%.
Yep. So
Yeah.
really hard to win anything when you shoot like that.
Yeah, as a team doing that, 4 for 21, and then you look at Steph Curry, who was 4 for 6.
Yeah, right.
Ouch.
I was a little worried for a second that our streak was in jeopardy because the Suns own the longest streak for games with at least one 3-pointer made. So, whenever we have poor shooting nights like that, I get a little nervous, but I'm pretty sure we will keep that streak alive forever.
Yeah, Josh Okogie, the only starter to make a 3 in this game for us.
Wow.
Fun fact.
Wow.
And it's a bummer because you get Booker with 32 on efficient shooting. You get Ayton with 27 on efficient shooting. And then the third piece just did not show up. And that's obviously what we're looking for without Kevin Durant on the floor. And it was just not there in this one. Chris had 11. Okogie had 11. Craig only had 2.
Yeah. I mean, I just think about this, though. If we had Kevin Durant, say he scores 20 points, we win by 10, you know?
Yep. That's a fair way to look at it. I mean, and saying he scores 20, that's easy money. That's gonna
that's
happen
conservative.
No matter what.
Yes.
Yeah. Tough one here though. The Warriors are a team that you just don't want to run into early in the playoffs.
No, not at all.
And especially with the little rivalry we have with them.
I know.
That's just not what I want as a Suns fan, round 1. So let's hope that just doesn't happen.
Yeah, hopefully the Warriors lose the rest of their games and just don't make the playoffs.
I would love that. The entire West would love that, aside from the Golden State fans. Yes. Okay, Bucks game. We all saw this one.
Yeah, we know what happened.
116-104. Do we want to talk about the refereeing of this game?
I mean, I think we have to a little bit. It was ridiculous.
When Monty Williams gets upset enough to, have a direct confrontational statement about the refereeing after the game in the interviews, it's something.
Yes, it's a problem. I mean, I look at Torrey Craig guarding Giannis and just getting plowed into over and over and having fouls called on him. I'm like, if I'm Torrey Craig, I have no clue what I'm supposed to do other than just get out of the way. Like, what, do you just let Giannis get to the basket and then just let them have 2 points every time? Because, I mean, if you foul him, he's going to make it a lot of the time, and they call fouls on almost everything. Or do you just go – there were times where I'm like, do we just go full-on hack at Giannis? Like, if they're going to call these fouls anyway, do we just intentionally foul him?
Yeah. Yeah, put in Busy to pick up the first 6 fouls of the game and see what happens. I don't know.
I don't know what the answer is, but the Bucks are dangerous. They look like they could win it all.
Yeah, I don't even like admitting it.
I mean, they don't even have Middleton right now either. He didn't play this game.
No, and I'll just be blunt. You can call me salty or hater or whatever. I do not enjoy watching the Giannis brand of basketball. It's not fun to watch unless you're a Bucks fan. I don't know anyone who has watched basketball as a fan for more than 3 years can say that watching Giannis is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And
it's a grind.
It could be a lot of fun to watch Giannis. But, everyone compares him to Shaq.
Mm-hmm.
Shaq didn't get a full head of steam run at it each time.
Right. Not at all.
Imagine if that would have been allowed.
Right. Oh, yeah. Shaq would have been the greatest player to ever play the game if that were allowed.
Oh. And I mean, you get him the ball, he pump fakes, he puts out a jab step, no one cares. They say, please shoot that. And then if that doesn't get someone to, bite, which Ayton did end up biting on that once or twice, which is stupid. But after that, I'm going to lower my shoulder and go to the rim. Or if he catches an outlet off a rebound, it's I'm going to lower my shoulder and go to the rim. It's not fun to watch. Straight up.
Yeah.
And the refs need to figure out how to call the game better. If this is what they're going to try to promote as a fun brand of basketball, I just don't think this is it.
Right. Yeah. This ain't it.
No, and
It's not.
And yes, we fouled him at the end of the game to, obviously intentionally put him at the line, but ends up with 24 free throws. While us as a team, we shoot 16.
Yeah, that's not right. I mean,
No.
I know we have been a little bit sloppy at times, but it's not that bad.
No, and then even as a team, they shot 37 total. So if you take out Giannis's 24, that leaves 13.
Right.
So that's only 3 less than we shot as an entire team.
Which is reasonable. And if they call, I mean, I know they're going to have to call some fouls in Giannis's favor, but if they just call it evenly, and if a foul is a foul is a foul for everyone, then he should not be shooting that many free throws.
Yeah. I'm just tired of the Bucks. I'm glad we don't have to see them again until the finals, if that's what's going to happen. And
I know.
I don't want it to be that. I'll admit
No.
it. I don't want that.
I hope they lose to the Sixers or the Celtics.
Anybody. Okay. So let's move it on. Quickly talk about this week's games. Like we said earlier, this is being recorded right before the Magic game, so we'll just skip over that. And then we have 2 more after that. 2 teams fighting to stay in the play-in spot or hopefully even bump themselves up. Oklahoma City on Sunday, Lakers on Wednesday, both on the road.
I actually feel good about most of these games, I would say. When we can skip over Orlando because it's happening shortly. But OKC, I feel pretty good about. We have beat them without Kevin Durant multiple times, so not too worried there. And then the Lakers, I know the Lakers have been playing well, but they just don't scare me.
I'm in that boat too, and LeBron had one of his cryptic tweets or Instagram posts or whatever it was
about drawing Bart Simpson.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. But it sounds like he's ramping up and maybe coming back soon. Who knows? I doubt it's by this game. I hope it's not by this game. I'll take the Lakers matchup without him, please.
Oh, yeah.
But,
yeah,
I feel like those are both winnable for sure. Oklahoma City, though, they're going to be a team to worry about in the future. I think we can handle them without KD, though, for the third time since the trade deadline.
Thank goodness they don't have Chet. Go Zags. I mean, if they had Chet, they would be a scary team.
They would be. I'm really excited to see what he brings to that roster. That's obviously missing a real quality big. That's all they're missing. And
they're playing pretty well without Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And when they add Chet Holmgren to the mix, I'm pretty excited. I mean, the Thunder are a team that I want them to be good. I'm ready for them to be good. They've been bad for a long time. So let's see it. Let's see what it looks like all put together and, give them another halfway decent pick this year, maybe, depending on how the end of this season shapes up. But, I think they could be really good in the next few years here.
Yeah, Jalen Williams is number 2 on the rookie ladder right now, too. So that they hit. I think they hit with Chet. I think everybody assumes that they hit with Chet. Then they got Jalen Williams, and they have that French kid, Ousmane Dieng.
Oh,
So he can come around too. They're going to be a pretty stacked team with a lot of
Pokusevski too.
Oh, can't forget about him. Dragan Bender 2.0.
Yeah, he really is.
He is new and improved.
Yeah, slightly. Let's look at our bet question here for this week. I just realized we didn't make one, so we'll make one right now for the Lakers game.
We're
on
doing
Wednesday.
it live.
Yeah. So tweet at us right now if you want to get in on the bet question. Not that we're broadcasting this live, but let's check. Let's see if anyone tweeted, hey, for the bet question, you should do this. Let's take a look. Get to Twitter here. Our mentions. Oh, wow. Oh, someone actually said that we should do DeAndre Ayton points.
How convenient.
Yeah, wow. That's amazing.
That's nice. So we got DA points versus the Lakers. Looks like a likely matchup against Anthony Davis. Is that what we can expect?
I'm thinking so.
All right.
I believe I have to go first on this one, too.
Please do.
Give me 16.
All right. Man, I feel like I always go higher than you and I always lose. But I'm such a homer. And I love these guys. I'm going 18.
18. All right. Tweet at us at Sunny and PHX Pod and let us know how many points you think DeAndre Ayton will have in Wednesday's game against the Lakers. Whoever is closest will get a shout out on next week's episode.
DA, if you're listening, I wanted to say 50.
I wanted to say 95.
Yeah.
No. I mean, I actually think we're going to win this game, though. This is probably going to be a big Booker game. But the DA-AD matchup, the letters reversed.
Ada
or Dada or Daad, if you will.
I like Ada, like the pop group.
Yes.
Instead of bees.
Yeah. If you change your mind, I'm the first in line.
Ooh. Nice.
Now, I'd like to see those two in Mamma Mia. Who would play Meryl Streep's character?
We're getting real close to non-sports. Do we want to change our question?
Which NBA player would play Meryl Streep's character in a remake of Mamma Mia? Is that our non-sports plug?
I'd just hand the mic over to you and be done for the day.
Well, I've literally told you all of my knowledge of Mamma Mia. That it has that song and that Meryl Streep is in it. I know nothing else about it. I believe there are some white linen shirts in that film or play or whatever it is. Yeah.
You
White
triple
linen
my
shirts.
knowledge base of Mamma Mia. Right there.
Mother Mia. Am I right?
That's right, brother.
Yeah, okay. Well, I suppose it is time to move to the non-sports section of the show.
It is.
So we thought of a question here from teambuilding.com/blog/icebreaker-questions. And our question is, what celebrity do most people say you look like? I can go first here because I mentioned it before we were recording. The one I get the most is Josh Groban. My hair is very similar to his, and people say I also sound like him. Just kidding. Not the latter, but some people say I've been told I look like Josh Groban sometimes.
I'm pulling up a pic of Josh Groban right now,
JG?
and I'll give you the honest feedback.
Okay.
There are a lot of similarities.
Yeah.
Here, I need to. I'm looking for a full-size face picture. How often do you wear glasses?
For like 10 minutes before I go to bed.
I feel like I'm looking at a picture of him in glasses right now, and if your beard were a little thicker and you had glasses on, I'd say that is a confirmed doppelganger.
Oh, wow. He does have a thicker beard than I thought. If you look at him with just like kind of like a more trimmed beard. Oh, wow. We do have very similar facial hair, too. That's weird. I didn't realize that. I'm looking at the pictures now, too. I don't know if I've ever seen him in glasses.
Oh, I saw there's a few up here on Google Images.
I'm looking. Oh, wait. I'm looking. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah. I do have some glasses that kind of look like that too, but they're blue. Yeah, it's the hair. He and I have like very, very, very similar hair.
Agreed. And I'm gonna say eyes.
Eye shape, at least. His eyes are brown. Mine are hazel, or I guess more green.
Must be shape then.
It must.
I need to look into your eyes a little deeper next time.
Yeah. So Josh Groban. Okay, what do people say? Who do people say you look like the most?
All right, I've gotten this a couple times in the last 6 months, and I had never heard it before, and it was I'd consider it pretty complimentary to me. Do you want to guess? Do you have any idea?
I really have been thinking. Is it Meryl Streep? Could it be Ryan Reynolds?
Oh, I wish, brother. Not that.
I'm just trying to think.
Not quite that handsome. This probably isn't fun for any of our listeners who have no idea what I look like.
Probably not.
We've posted a picture before, though, so
we have.
They can maybe get a little idea.
I really don't know.
It is an actor.
Okay.
A very famous actor.
Very famous.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna hit you with it.
Okay.
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck. I guess I don't really know what he looks like that much. So.
Check it out. Give me the.
Okay. I can see it. I'm trying to see one of him with a thicker beard. I see one of him in a towel on the beach.
I see that right now too.
Okay, yeah.
I've gotten it a couple times from some random people, and it was very surprising to me. And when I think of Ben Affleck, I think of that picture of him, and he's like wearing a sweater, smoking a cigarette, and he looks so mad. I'm like, that must be where people get it, because I kind of look angry sometimes.
The brooding look.
But I think the beard, when I have my beard nice and trim, I think that's when it might happen.
Okay, I see one from Beverly Hills Magazine that I can see it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Huh. It's interesting.
So yeah, when you suggested this, or when the icebreaker page from that website suggested this, I was like, hey, I can brag a little bit right here. I'm down.
There you go. Yeah. Sounds good. Well, I'm Josh, and this is Ben.
That's right. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Sunny in Phoenix podcast. Hit us up on Twitter at Sunny in PHX Pod. Check our YouTube, which is Sunny in PHX Podcast, and we'd be happy to hear from you guys on there. Tune in next week for another episode, and go Suns.